Good morning, mamas. Nice to have you all here. You might notice I'm sitting on a chair just to begin so I can get nice and close to the screen because I want to show you a couple of things before we begin. So you're more than welcome to start seated on your mat, or if you have a chair close by, you can join me. I'm just going to talk for a minute and explain something before we start moving. So we're not going to use the chair today like we did a couple of weeks ago for our practice. You might have seen, I'm going to need to come closer. I'll come closer in a second. You might have seen my picture on social media sharing this imagery of the balloon and explaining a little bit about it. If not, no worries. But I often talk a lot about different parts of the body, especially during pregnancy, that can be a little bit abstract, a little bit hard to feel or tap into or to understand. And so through my training, through my own practice, through my own experience, of course, we come across these tools in our education that can sometimes be really, really helpful. And a balloon is always a great image of the uterus, of the woman's body during pregnancy. Yeah, so no matter how far along you are, whether your pregnancy journey is just beginning or nearing its end, this is a really good visual for you to use when we're talking about the foundations of the breath, when we're talking about breathing to our capacity. And so the shape of the balloon in itself is a really good visual representation. As you inhale, you fill up the balloon, and as you exhale, you empty out the balloon. And the reason the balloon is such a good visual is because it's round and it's 360 degrees. So often when we breathe, we focus just on the one direction. And sometimes we can even force the belly out, pushing the belly out to breathe in to make space. But I want you to try to visualize breathing into the sides of your body, the sides of the balloon, as well as into your back. So there's this 360 degree expansion of the breath. So again, maybe you don't notice the belly coming out and back in as much as you might normally, because I don't want you to be forcing the breath. So it's just this slow, steady filling up of the balloon, 360 degrees, top, bottom, inside, out, front to back. Yeah? When we diaphragmatically breathe, we breathe into the diaphragm, which is up here, the exhale is just natural. It's just a rebound. It's a recoil of the breath. And then when we move into the belly pump, then it's a active breath. Yeah, we really use those muscles of the pelvic floor to lift and wrap to guide the air out. So diaphragmatic breath, super easy, gentle. It takes practice, but there's no force on the inhale or the exhale. The belly pump is a diaphragmatic inhale, that expansion, and then there's that activation on the exhale. So I'm going to come in close here so you can see my writing here on the balloon. So if you visualize the body during pregnancy, the uterus, the belly as a balloon, we've got the diaphragm up top. Yeah, it's up here, it's a dome. So when we breathe in, the rib cage actually expands. We make space, and you might even be able to feel that with your hands. Yeah. And then the TVA is the transverse abdominis, and those muscles wrap around from the back to the front. Those are the corset muscles. Yeah, they're very layered, very deep. It gets much more complex than just this. But to simply explain it, those muscles wrap from the back to the front, and they hug baby in and up. And then, of course, we've got the pelvic floor down below, the base of the superficial core. So the diaphragm's at the top, the pelvic floor is at the bottom. Now, the most important thing I want you to understand with this diagram and with this balloon is that often in pregnancy and prenatal yoga, as well as postnatal yoga, when you have already given birth, you're cued a lot to focus right here. So the inhale, pushing the belly out, the exhale, hugging the navel in towards the spine. And the problem with that is that when we hug navel to spine, the center of our bellies, when we hug in, look what happens to the diaphragm and look what happens to the pelvic floor. Navel to spine, just wrap the TVA, just hug baby in. Yeah, when we neglect the lift of the pelvic floor and we don't focus on the diaphragm, that pressure is displaced. Yeah, it's displaced in the diaphragm and it's displaced in the pelvic floor. Now, the most important thing to cultivate strength, to hold baby in and up for those 10 months is lifting before you wrap. So when we lift the pelvic floor first, then we wrap the TVA, the pressure can come up into the diaphragm and the belly will be pushed out without force. So it's really important. Your mantra for today's practice can be lift, then wrap. And when we lift the pelvic floor first, that pressure isn't so displaced. Because if we displace the pressure and we've got all this pressure in the pelvic floor and then we're asked to lift the pelvic floor, it's really, really difficult to do. Yeah, so we lift the pelvic floor, then wrap the TVA. So lift, wrap, lift, wrap, lift, wrap. This is going to be the belly pump. Yeah. Think I saw that question. It just popped up. This is very interactive for the first time. So you're lucky that I saw that. The lift wrap is on the exhale. Yeah, so however you're seated in a chair, on your mat, just a review of what we've done before. Diaphragmatic breath, you can place your hands on the rib cage. However you can feel, depending on where baby is, how big or small your belly is at this moment. Hands wrap around the upper torso here. So below the breasts, above the belly button. Yeah, so you inhale, expand, not only just the front, not only just the sides, into the back of the body as well. Inhale, exhale, diaphragmatic breath. It's just natural. It's a rebound, it's a recoil. The belly falls away from the hand. So inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Diaphragmatic breath. Yeah, this is the state of breath that will calm your central nervous system, bring you into a nice present state of mind for your practice. This is how we always begin. Yeah. Once we begin to move and we get into dynamic movement, we want to have that support to hold baby in and up. So we inhale diaphragmatic breath, and then exhale, pelvic floor lifts. We wrap the TVA and we hug baby from the inside out. Yeah, I find it really helpful to use the hands, especially the first couple of rounds. Inhale, diaphragmatic breath. Exhale, lift pelvic floor, wrap TVA, hug baby from the inside out. Couple more. Inhale, diaphragmatic breath. Exhale, lift, wrap, hug in. Two more. Inhale. Exhale. One more. All right. So what can be helpful, which you'll hear me, hopefully it's not too loud in the microphone, is an S breath on the exhale. So you're inhaling in through the nose. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. So as we move through our practice, you can really continue to come back to this breath. This is called the belly pump. Yeah, the belly moves out on the inhale, lift, wrap on the exhale. As you practice more and more and you cultivate more and more strength, you can come into those deep core holds. So basically you're lifting, you're wrapping, you're hugging in, then you inhale chest. Exhale, re-lift, re-wrap, re-hug in. Inhale chest. Re-lift, re-wrap, re-hug in. And you cultivate lots and lots of strength. This takes lots of practice. We sort of review it every time we integrate it into the movement. Okay? All right. Let's get moving. So if you're on a chair, go ahead and come up. Go ahead and come onto your mat. I have a blanket. I have a bolster. I have a set of blocks. Hopefully you've got some props around the house to help you find comfort and ease throughout your practice. I just saw another message pop up. I will have a look after class and address it after class, yeah? Please do not hesitate to reach out to Yoga Seats with your questions, reach out to me personally, because I really want to make sure that this is clear and that you understand. And maybe you still have some questions right now, hopefully will be addressed as you move. If not, just get in contact. Okay, let's begin. Finding a comfortable seat, roll your shoulders down and back. Placing your hands onto the rib cage, wherever's comfortable for you. Make sure you're in a comfortable seat so that you can root equally down through the pelvis, through the sits bones into the earth. Begin to diaphragmatically breathe. Allow the exhale to just be natural, the belly to fall away from the hands, to rebound and recoil. Inhale, expand. Exhale, rebound. Inhale, create space. Exhale, just release. Couple more. Inhale. And exhale. Last one. Now maintain that diaphragmatic breath as you release your hands off the rib cage. Once again, gentle press of the shoulders down away from the ears. And then take your chin all the way in towards your chest. Big breath all the way down your spine. And then drawing your right ear over the right shoulder. Big breath into the left side of your neck. And then again, chin to chest. Taking the left ear over the left shoulder. And then releasing the chin in and down. Turn your hands palms to face down. So the hands palms are pressing into the thighs or the knees. And then as you inhale, take your shoulders up towards your ears. And as you exhale, back down. 2 more, inhale, shoulders up. Exhale, shoulders down. 1 more, inhale up. And exhale down. Now keep your left hand as it is, or maybe your left hand comes to your low belly for gentle support. Reach your right arm up and over. So a nice, easy side body stretch here. When and if you've got the space or a little bit more flexibility, you can reach a little bit further. We're not looking for our deepest, fullest range of motion here. So just play your edge, make sure that anything and everything you do here this morning feels really good. As we begin to warm up and ease tension, we're continuing to diaphragmatically breathe. And as you release, lower the right hand. So the same thing here, right hand can stay on the thigh or maybe the low belly. Reach your left arm up. And just play around with the space that you have as it feels good. Another breath or two. Slowly release and come out. Let's take a big breath in all together. Here, reach your arms out and up. And then exhale, release your arms down. Inhale again, reach your arms up. And exhale, release your arms down. One more time here, big breath in. And big breath out. Go ahead and take your arms out and up, keep them there. And then we'll reach a little bit further through the right, a little bit further through the left, and then back and forth back. So feeling the upper back, the shoulders, the neck. And then release your arms, interlace and clasp all 10 fingers behind you. Maybe the hands palms press towards one another. Maybe there's a little bit of space. Roll your shoulders down and back away from your ears to the chest and see if you can guide the thumbs away from your low back. One more breath. And release it. Take your arms out and up. And then right arm underneath the lap. So you're gonna bind those elbows, wrap those wrists, and then hug the elbows in and down. Maybe the thumbs away from the forehead. More breath. And release. Go ahead and switch. Left arm under the right. Maybe the thumbs away from the face here, elbows in and down. And release it. Take those arms out now. And hands together, heart center. Pause for a moment here. Maybe flutter the eyes, close. Take a moment to set an intention, an affirmation, or a mantra. A very simple mantra that you can silently repeat to yourself throughout your practice might be present. There is no better time than right here, right now, to stay in the moment. The future is very unclear right now. One thing is for certain. You are going to birth your baby into this world. Maybe it's sooner, maybe it's later, but either way, birth happens. And I want you to feel as prepared and as powerful as you possibly can. This practice is solely for you, Mama. Be present. Flutter your eyes open. Take your time. Find your way into tabletop pose. So if you have a blanket nearby and you want to pad your knees, go ahead and do so. As you find your way to tabletop, make sure that your knees are underneath your hips. Your wrists are underneath your shoulders. That you are supporting the weight of your belly. So no hanging in the low back, no hanging in the shoulders. Already here, as you start to lengthen your low back and press up and out of the shoulders, you'll start to engage that lift and that wrap. It's almost automatic. We're going to find that connection to our belly pump here in tabletop. So inhale, diaphragmatic wrap. Exhale, lift pelvic floor, wrap TVA, give baby that squeeze in and up. Inhale, release the belly, breathe into the diaphragm, no forcing the belly out. Exhale, lift, wrap, hug in and out. Couple more, inhale, breathe into the diaphragm. Exhale, lift, wrap, hug in. Inhale, 360 degrees expansion. Exhale, pelvic floor, TVA, hugging baby in and up. Last one, big breath in. Big breath out. Now inhale here. As you exhale, lift, wrap, take the right leg up and back behind you. Inhale, diaphragmatic breath. Exhale, re-lift, wrap, hug baby in. So now we're starting to come into those belly pumps. This might be natural for you. You might have already been practicing this quite a bit, or this might be the first time. So try not to get too stuck in your head here. Just keep practicing. Press back through your right heel, move down through the hands. Every exhale, you lift, wrap, and hug baby in. One more breath here. And release. Placing the right knee down. Inhale. Exhale, lift, wrap, take the left leg up. So we're just holding, finding balance, a little bit of stability, tapping into that belly pump here. Inhale. Exhale, lift, wrap, hug in. One more breath. And release. Inhale, back to the right side on the exhale. If you want to add the left arm, you can. Inhale, we release and come down. Exhale, left leg up. You want to add the right arm. Inhale down. Exhale, lift, wrap, rise. Inhale down. Exhale, lift, wrap, reach. Inhale down. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time each side. And release it. Go ahead and walk your hands slightly forward. Reach your hips up and back and release those shoulders and ribs. So you're lowering the chest down, knees are wide, so you've got space for your belly. Just accessing a gentle puppy dog stretch here to breathe into any tension that might have built in the upper back, that space between your shoulder blades, back behind your heart. And then slowly rise up. Take your time, walk your hands back under the shoulders. So we're gonna do one more belly pump exercise here to really tap into this practice and this support, which is so important to not only hold baby in and up for 10 months, but to eventually push baby out. Yeah. So we're gonna curl the toes in and under this time. Maybe they were last time, that's perfectly fine. Again, a moment to check in, make sure you're not hanging, the baby's not spilling forward out of your pelvis. So you can visualize scooping baby into the pelvis. We're gonna take an inhale here. As you exhale, lift, wrap, and rise. The knees are gonna come up off the ground, just a few centimeters. Inhale, knees down. Exhale, knees up. Inhale, diaphragmatic breath, 360 degrees. Exhale, lift pelvic floor, wrap TVA, hover. Inhale, come down. Exhale, lift up. Last two, breathe it in. Breathe it out. Last one. And release. Uncurl your toes. Widen the knees as much as you like. Bring your big toes back together behind. And then we'll find our way into child. So send those hips back. Come down onto the forearms if that feels okay. Come down onto fists. If that feels okay, come down onto stacked hands palm. Just a couple of breaths here. Maybe a little wiggle of the hips. Back to that diaphragmatic breath. On your next inhale, slowly begin to rise back to tabletop. I'm going to turn myself to face front again. Give me a moment to adjust myself in my blanket. As you return to hands and knees tabletop pose, we're going to extend the right leg out to the right side. So your ankle is in line with your hip. That's right out to the side of your body. Not far forward, not far back, straight out to the side. Right away, you might feel a nice groin stretch. Yeah, that innermost connection from the leg into the pelvis. Depending on what your days and weeks have been looking like, this might already feel like enough of a stretch. If you don't feel anything at all, you can shift your hips slightly back towards the back of the room. Just a centimeter or two, you might feel something there. And then we're going to start to bear the weight in the left hand. Again, make sure you don't sink into the shoulders, so keep pressing down to lift up and out of the shoulder. And then you can take your right arm up towards the ceiling. You want this to feel really nice and spacious. Maybe you spiral your pinky finger forward to open up through the shoulder. One more deep breath in here. And then as you exhale, hips back, arm forward, lift, wrap, and reach. Again, rising up, inhale, open. Exhale, lift, wrap, and reach. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time here, big breath in. And then place your right hand down and start to heel toe your right foot to the outside of the right hand. So this might take you a few moments to get there. If you do have a set of blocks or maybe some books or something around the house to give you a little bit of height, you can always use it underneath the hands. But in case you don't, you can just come high onto the fingertips here. We're coming into a low, wide lunge. So there's plenty of space here for your belly. Yeah? You're going to root down through the right foot. You're going to curl the left toes in and under back behind. You're going to take a deep breath in. As you exhale, lift the back knee up. Inhale, knee comes down. Exhale, lift, wrap, press the back heel towards the back of the room. Inhale, knee comes down. Exhale, knee comes up. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Big breath in. Big breath out. Placing the left knee down, use your hands to rise up onto the right knee. You're going to curl the back toes, coming into a variation here of gate. So we've done this before many a times. We want to come into a nice hip opener here. And the best way to do that without forcing the right hip open is to bring the left foot towards the right. So in this transition of pivoting on my left knee, left foot moving towards the right side of the room, the hips start to open towards a diagonal. With the hips open on a diagonal, I can place my right forearm onto the thigh, reach the left arm up and over, and again come into a nice open side body stretch here. Couple breaths here. Again, breathing into the groin, inner right leg, the outer right hip, maybe accessing the left psoas, those round ligaments, attaching the uterus to the pelvis. And slowly release it. Take your time, pivot on the left knee, left foot moves back behind the left knee, hands come down. And then you can heel toe your right foot and replace the right knee. Now wiggle up those hips, rock the hips side to side, just shake it off for a moment. Maybe a circle or two of your tailbone, like you're drawing big exaggerated circles on the wall behind you. And then we'll move to the left side. So extending the left leg out, again, right out in line from the hip. So not forward, not back, but straight out to the side. Breathe into that hamstring stretch, the groin, hip. Maybe send your hips slightly back just a centimeter or two to intensify. Now again, make sure you're not hanging in the shoulders. So roll the shoulders down and back away from the ears. Press down into the right hand so that when you lift the left arm up, you've got all this space in between the shoulders, across the chest, the collarbone to reach. Now we're not trying to reach back as far as you can. Reach straight up towards the ceiling. This is a nice open twist, but we're basically twisting from the mid upper back. Pinky finger can spiral forward to help open up through the left shoulder. Take one more inhale to reach up. And then exhale, hips back, lift, wrap, and reach. Inhale, rise. Exhale. exhale, lift pelvic floor. Wrap TVA, hug baby in and out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Placing that left hand down. Start to heel toe your left foot up. And the left foot's going to come to the outside of the left hand. Again, maybe your hands are on some support. Maybe you're just high on the fingertips. This lunge can be intense on its own, so take your time. Now we're going to curl the back toes in and under. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, lift, wrap, squeeze. Inhale, right knee comes down. Exhale, right knee lifts up. Inhale. Exhale. Last two. Inhale. And exhale. Last one. And release. Nice and easy. Take your time. Hands come up onto the left thigh. We find our way into it. So we move the right foot towards the left. We start to open up the hips on a diagonal. With the hips on a diagonal, you can place your left arm onto the left thigh and reach your right arm up and over. This should feel so nice. Don't be afraid to fine tune. So adjust, modify, really get to know your body. Does one side feel really different than the other? Maybe it feels different just today, or maybe it always feels different. One more breath here and breathe. And release it. So pivoting back, right foot comes behind the left knee, hands come down, and you heel toe your foot back around. And as you return to tabletop, rock your hips side to side. Maybe you circle your tailbone, making those big circles on the wall behind you. Maybe cow-cat feels nice. Just take it easy and cow. You want to be really careful with any back bending during pregnancy, especially later on. And then from here, we're going to make a nice, easy transition to come and sit. So you can move your feet to one side or the other. I'm going to turn myself sideways so you have, we're on a diagonal, so you have a really nice view of what we're doing here. So same idea, belly pump. You're going to have your knees bent. You're going to have your knees bent. You can hold them back behind the thighs. You're going to root down through the feet and stand nice and tall. There's lots of space in between your knees for your belly, yeah? So the feet are as wide as you need, the feet are rooted down, you're holding on back on the thighs, you're inhaling and lifting up. And as you exhale, you're lifting the pelvic floor, you're wrapping the TV and you're hinging back. So you're not rounding into the spine, rounding into the seat curve. You're keeping that length in the sacrum, you're inhaling, coming forward, you're exhaling, hinging back. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, S breath, lift, wrap. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. When and if you've got enough core strength and stability, maybe you're a little bit earlier on in your pregnancy, you can free your hands. Inhale. Exhale. This is not a huge movement. You want to really stay connected to your core. Hug baby in. Inhale. Last two. Last one here. And rise. Go ahead and bring the soles of your feet together. Butterfly your knees apart and then just draw them up and down a couple of times. Free those hips, those hip flexors. Use your hands to gather the knees together. Feet again about hip distance apart, if not a little wider. Hands are going to come back behind. We just want you to rock side to side. So we'll windshield wiper the knees right to left, right to left. So then go ahead and come to center. You're going to bring your left heel in and you're going to straighten your right leg out. So this might be, again, enough of a stretch in the back of the hamstring, the groin. Maybe you're just sitting up nice and tall. Maybe you've got a little bit more space to hinge it forward. If you've got a prop, a bolster, a blanket, some blocks, a stack of books, you can always use it. There's plenty of space here for your belly. Just like we began, you're equally rooted through your pelvis, through this sacrum, through this sits bone. And slowly rise up. Bring your right hand onto the right thigh or shin into your left arm up and apart. So just returning to a side body stretch here. Reach. Keep your gaze looking up so that you open up through the chest, through the heart, through the shoulders. One more breath here into the upper back. And reset. Now use your right hand to bend the right knee. And then we'll switch the legs. So extend your left leg out and bring your right heel in. You can flex your left toes, root down from right to left here. Maybe you journey a little bit further forward. Maybe you come back down onto some support. Finding that beautiful balance between creating and cultivating strength. Finding that place of surrender. Breathing diaphragmatically here. And slowly rising up and out. Bringing the left hand onto the thigh or the shin. Gathering your right arm up and over. So again, it's not about coming into the deepest side body stretch that you possibly can. Take your gaze up, look up, reach up towards the ceiling, and then maybe a little bit up and over so that you can really access the side of your waist. Breathe into the right lung, breathe into the upper back. And slowly release. Use your left hand to gather the left foot in. And then again, you can root down through the feet, hands back behind, and windshield wiper your knees. So the next place we're going to meet is lying down on our backs. Now I know for some, it takes a little bit more time to get there. You definitely want to have a blanket nearby if the low back sacrum is sensitive. And if and when you come to lie on your back and it's not comfortable, you feel dizzy, you feel nauseous, you always come off your back. We won't stay too long on the back, so hopefully you feel comfortable to join. If not, no problem. Always coming down onto your side, use some arm support to slowly roll onto your back and bend your knees. So the blanket is underneath my sacrum. If the low back is really sensitive here, it might take a few moments to find that sort of release. Sometimes it's nice to rock the pelvis up and down, so a little scoop of the pubic bone up and a release of the sits bones, sort of like this little rocking motion. Maybe you like to draw the knees up around your belly, gently rock side to side. And then we'll place the feet back down onto the earth. So low back is gently pressing down. Hands can be on the belly. This can be really helpful here. We're going to inhale, diaphragmatic breath, allow the belly to expand, the belly to rise. And as you exhale, you're going to lift, wrap, and march the right leg up. And then you're going to lower the right leg down. Now we're going to just switch sides. Inhale, diaphragmatic breath. Exhale, lift, wrap, march the left leg up. Release the left leg down. Inhale. Exhale, lift, wrap, right. Inhale. Exhale, left leg up. Inhale. Exhale, right. Inhale. Exhale, left. Last time, right. Last time, left. And then placing both feet down, windshield wiper the knees. This is a nice opportunity if you do need to just come off your back for a moment, roll to your left side. All right, mamas, cultivating one more teeny bit of strength here, just amping this up a little bit. So if that was enough for you, stay and repeat. Otherwise, we're going to take the hands down by the sides. We're going to press the hands into the earth and lift the hips up for bridge. This is a great way to practice those deep core holds. So we're going to inhale, diaphragmatic breath. Exhale, march the right leg up. Maybe you maintain that hold. Place the right leg down, inhale, chest rises. Exhale, left leg marches up. Maybe you maintain that deep hold and you inhale, chest. Exhale, right. Inhale, chest rises. Exhale, lift, wrap left. Inhale, chest rises. Exhale, lift, wrap right. Inhale, chest rises. Exhale, lift, wrap left. One more time, each side. Right side comes up. Last time, last side, left leg comes up. And release it down. Slowly lower the hips. Windshield wiper the knees, or again, roll to your left side. Couple of breaths. Last one here, when you're ready, return onto your back, set yourself up. We return to our bridge pose. So as you come up into bridge, you're just going to take micro pulses of the hips up towards the ceiling. So squeezing the sits bones together, activating the glute muscles, really strengthening the thighs, hugging those inner thighs together. We're just pulsing the hips up towards the ceiling for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly lower those hips down. When you're ready, take your right ankle over the left knee. Gently guide the right hip open. And you can stay right here. This is a really nice stretch. You've got the space. You can gather your left thigh in and up. Just a couple breaths. Shoulders down away from your ears. And then slowly release it. Go ahead and switch. Take your left ankle over the right. Breathing the left hip open. Your choice to stay right here or to gather the right thigh in and up. You want to make sure that you've got enough space, that the low back is pressing down. Equal weight from right side to left. And release it. Take your time here, rolling to your side just like you came down, and press yourself up. And then with support of the hands, you can find your way back to tabletop. From tabletop, again, curl your toes in and under. You can walk your hands back towards your knees, and you can rise all the way up to stand. Just taking a moment here to really root down through the feet. Maybe you rock back with the toes, rock forward with the heels. Just find the earth. We do one more strength building little sequence, and then we're going to come into final rest. So you can take the blanket that was underneath your low back and use it for support underneath the heels, or you can roll your mat up back behind you. So I'm going to turn myself sideways so that you can see. So either the blanket is rolled up or the mat is rolled up. And it's going to come underneath your heels. Your feet are going to be about hip width apart. Yeah, so the feet are nice and wide apart. You've got plenty of space. You can bring your hands together in front of your heart, taking a deep breath in. As you exhale, you're going to lift, wrap, and sit down and back into your squat. Now your squat might be chair, your squat might be a little bit lower, or your squat might be all the way down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, lift, wrap, and lower down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. And rise. Woo, go ahead and step off your blanket. Allow the mat to uncurl behind. And then we're gonna come right back into that stretch we just did on our backs. So shift the weight to the left leg, no hanging in the hip. So shifting the weight, keeping the pelvis neutral. We're gonna take the right ankle up over the left knee. We're gonna sit down in back seated pigeon. Your hands at heart, eyes open, looking down. One more breath here. Release, step your right foot all the way back. Press down into the heel. And just bend your left knee forward. If you want to reach the arms up, you can. And release. Walk or step the back foot forward. And we'll switch. So again, make sure you're not hanging in the hip. Just shift the weight over. Take the left ankle over the right knee. Weight of your body back in the heel. Eyes stay open, looking down. And rise. Left foot steps all the way back. Bending the front knee forward. You feel really wobbly. Just heel toe your feet. A little bit more space. Maybe hands stay here. Maybe the arms reach up. And release it. Right, and walker, step the back foot forward. Big breath in here, arms out and up. Floating your arms back and down. Two more. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. All right, mamas. Find your way back down onto the earth. Hopefully you've got some props to make you nice and comfortable. So coming to lie on your left side, taking a bit of support underneath your head, a bit of support in between your knees, coming down once again on your side. And as you come to lie on your side, something in between the knees so that you can stack your hips, your knees, and your ankles. So give yourself some time to get nice and comfy and relax. I'm seeing a message that the sound has not been very good. So I'm hoping that you can still hear me. If not, well, I hope you're getting the message that this is time to relax. Last few moments of your practice to really dive deep into restoration. Any adjustments you need to make to your physical body so that you can really melt into the earth. Each and every one of these classes We cultivate strength and we cultivate relaxation. Because in a typical 12-hour labor, only 2 of those hours are spent in contractions. So what are you doing in those 10 other hours? You are moving your body. You are creating space. You are using gravity. You are walking, squatting, lunging in and out of the shower or bath. And then you're taking every opportunity that you can to rest, to relax, to hydrate, to eat. And then again, you're actively moving on the birth ball, bouncing, circling, rocking, lunging. And then you're relaxing, resting, hydrating, eating. And you're constantly finding that balance between the two. You're breathing your deepest, fullest, most expansive breaths. And again, you're just allowing the exhale to release tension, stress, anxiety, fear. Let it go. And as you continue to remain relaxed, invitation to breathe in deeply through your nose and out through your mouth. Again, inhale and exhale. One more. Remain here as long as you want. Perhaps you doze off. Maybe you already have. Good for you. You worked hard, mamas. Well-deserved time to rejuvenate. Until next time, take care of yourselves. Take care of those babies growing deep in your bellies.